It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with your feel-good kickstart to the day, and it doesn't get much more feel-good than this. Now, on the flip side of that coin, we know that one of the major threats to our homes, and no doubt one of our biggest fears during winter especially, is fire, particularly if you live in a township area. But one group of very tech-savvy South African inventors come up with a new networked fire detection device to prevent the spread of fires and ultimately save potentially thousands of lives. With us in studio to tell us exactly how it works is Paul Mesacek, one of the creators of the device called Lumkani. Lumkani.
Yeah,
Am I doing it proud? My friend, this sounds like an incredible stride forward. Talk to me about Lumkani. How did it all come about? How did you decide to tackle fires head on?
So we're a group of friends, basically. My closest friend did this as an engineering thesis a few years ago. And it was around that time that we had massive fires in Khayelitsha.
Yeah.
Thousands of homes burnt down in one fire. And when everyone else was sort of forgetting about their thesis as quickly as possible, this friend of mine, Francois Patusi, realized, like, I can't let this up. I have to do something about this. We've onto something. We have to try and take it forward. And he believed, and we believed, that we actually could make a difference, that technology could have an impact in this area.
And it's an area where you really now could potentially be saving lives. We know how hard South Africa is hit during the winter months, but it seems like such a simple idea that no one has cottoned onto this before. Talk to me about how it works exactly. We know it's not quite a smoke detector, but it works off temperature rises. Talk to me about the technology behind the device.
So the first thing that you mentioned is that no one's thought of it before. I mean, we obviously know about fire detection techniques. We know about sensing for fires ahead of the time is the most effective way of dealing with them, like when they're still small. And it's just the sad reality that people that live in townships are the most underserved in the world. And like that's the fact, really. So how it works is that it's not a smoke detector because of the cooking, lighting, and heating methods used in informal settlements would actually cause
smoke.
all produce smoke. So, and not only smoke, but just particles in the environment. So, just interference, basically, that would cause false alarms. So we decided to use heat detection as a way of sensing for fires. And basically, if we sense a very rapid rise of temperature over a short period of time, then we can identify it as a fire. And we've developed certain algorithms to limit the amount of false alarms, like heaters, for example, that would trigger that. And it's very accurate to just sensing small fires while they're still manageable and can be put out.
How does it connect to the network? How does the whole network come together, and where do you read these signals? How does the information transfer?
So all of the devices are self-configurable. We've used radio frequency in the same way, like your gate remotes. So they're all little gate remotes, and as soon as they sense a fire, they spread that signal through, that signal will propagate through the network. So it will speak to all neighboring devices, and those will set off alarms within a specific perimeter of the fire. So the neighbors of a fire will be alerted within 20 seconds that there is an issue, and we create a community-wide call to action, which we found is the most effective way of actually dealing with fires. Because at the end of the day, a fire in one person's house is just as important to their neighbors as it is to know about it.
Most closely affected, exactly. For sure. Unbelievable technology coming together, and again, I think because it's so simple, it really does hit home. Have you been testing it out? Are they in homes at the moment?
Yeah, so we've rolled out since November about just under 2,000 devices, and we've got another 2,000 coming out in the next month or so. And these are in homes in the Western Cape, in Khayelitsha, in Nyanga, some in Clan William, some in Atlantis. So we've set up quite a few pilot communities, and we've had some real successes. We've already managed to stop at least 2 confirmed fires that we know of.
Oh, man.
So that was actually the day after we installed our smart system. So we have a system that also monitors the network, connects to the internet, and logs all the alerts on our system to our database. And then we can use those GPS coordinates to actually pinpoint the location of a fire. And in the future, our hope is to send that information directly to emergency services so that they have a real accurate piece of information where the fire is starting, and they can get on the scene ahead of time and be even more effective in putting the fire out. So the day after we installed that first system in our pilot, the system actually triggered, and we were so nervous. We thought we'd messed it up, actually. And we discovered that...
of your own success.
Exactly, and then we discovered that actually it had triggered correctly and that we managed to prevent the spread of our first fire. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Just very quickly now, I know you guys are going through a crowdfunding exercise, which is a brilliant way of getting something like this off the ground. How can people support you? How can we get behind your initiative?
Cool. So it's lumkani.com is our website. It means be cautious in Xhosa, which is, so it's probably South African as well.
Nice.
And we have an Indiegogo campaign on at the moment, and you can get to there from our websites, or you can search for us on Indiegogo. Yeah, and we'd really appreciate your support. Thank you.
Oh, man, well, it deserves our support, dude. Incredible job, unbelievable technology, but also I think the will to make something like this a reality is even more impressive. So well done, and thank you. I think there are a lot of communities out there that I'm sure share my sentiments. Well done, man.
Thanks, Graham. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Awesome, awesome stuff. And I think it inspires you out there as to how you can apply what you have learned to something that is very real and tangible. Well, on that very inspirational note, let's dive into the news.